Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be going through Manchester United striking options. Who would I keep, who would I sell, and who would I bring in? So, guys, I've done a previous video, obviously, on the defence and the midfield. Who would I keep and who would I bring? I'm going to do the exact same thing for Manchester United's attack. So, guys, let's get straight into this. Let's start with Martial. Obviously, our number 9, our striker, or, well, our striker when he turns up and when he's fit. Again, he's played less than 50% of the game time this season because of injuries. For me, he needs to go. He's a fantastic player when he's fit. He's just never fit. He's never fit enough to play 90 minutes, let alone to play 3 games a week. He can't play 90 minutes, and it's frustrating. I'm sick to death of trying to protect him and protect him in bubble wrap simply because he just cannot play the amount of games that we need him to do. Again, the issue is, can we sell him? How much are we going to sell him for? And obviously, what's his wage? His wage is ridiculously high, I've been told. About 190 million. Well, 190,000, sorry. Can we get, what? Can we get 30 million for him? Be pushing it. We've been pushing it, and for me, unfortunately, I think we need to go because I love the guy. I love the player. I love how he plays, but I don't think he's good enough to play for Manchester United anymore. Just because of the fitness, we need someone who can play at least 3 games a week, and that's if we're on all domestic competitions. Next, we're going on to Sancho, 23 years old. Like, the appearances there say it all, really. 76 appearances. He's been here for 3 years. For me, look, he's had some issues this season. Whatever them issues were, whether it was mentality, whether he was struggling with something, he's had issues, right? He's admitted it. He had some time off, whatever. And I think Ten Hag has done a fantastic job in dealing with them issues. For me, you need players to be there and to be there well. And at the moment, he's not there. He hasn't proven nothing. He hasn't done nothing for Manchester United yet. And for me, I think I'm going to give him one more season. If he could do what he did with Rashford in the pre-warm-up, pre-season, get him fit, get him to the standard that we need him to be in the Premier League and at Manchester United. Otherwise, we've got to sell him. And that's a shame, really, because he was such a great talent at Dortmund, and yet again, destroyed another talent. Let's hope Eric Ten Hag can work his magic, because I do think Eric Ten Hag got a lot of time for him. But again, we just need him to produce his best, and at the moment, he hasn't been doing that. So, talking about not producing the best, Wout Weghorst, some people want to buy him. No, he's got to go. He's got to go. He should never been bought in the first place. Sorry, he should never been loaned to us in the first place. But yeah, that's a quick one, and then got to go back. Not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. Yeah, yeah. Talk about nowhere near good enough. Alanga, what's happened to him? Where's he disappeared? Where has he disappeared to in the last 6, 7 games? Hasn't even been on the bench. So that's a worrying sign for me. When a young player can't even get the bench, he's 21 years old. He should be progressing quite well now, and yet again he's not. So for me, he's got to go. He's got to go for his career, and hopefully, look, I see Alanga as a very good Championship player or a lower league Premier League player. Not top half player. I can see him playing for an Everton. I can see him playing for a Nottingham Forest, something like that. You know what I mean? But for Manchester United, definitely not. He's not good enough, and I think it's quite embarrassing that he's been coming on for us, and he's nowhere near the standard. Talking about the standard of Manchester United and what can happen, Ahmed Diallo, what a season he's had at Sunderland, right? This is what happens when a loan can pay off. This is what happens when we trust the manager and loan a player out, and this is what can happen. When I believe, I think he should be on the bench for next season. He should be staying with us. He shouldn't go back on loan unless it's for a Premier League team that can guarantee him first team football. But for me, I think he replaces Sancho. He definitely replaces Alanga. Look, if we're going to move Sancho on, which I don't want to do, mine, but I think we can replace him with Ahmed. Again, it depends on Ten Hag. Depends how he feels. Jadon Sancho is. Depends if he thinks that Ahmed can get in the squad. But for me, he needs to be in that squad next season. And we can possibly look at moving Jadon Sancho on. Or even finding Jadon Sancho a new position, which a lot of people have been talking about, which I don't agree with him playing as Cam, which I don't agree with personally. So you never know. Next then is obviously Palestri. Look, seems to be out of favour with Ten Hag. I don't know why, because he's coming on, he's showing progress, he's showing fight, he's showing energy. But 21 years old, he's miles ahead of Alanga for the same age, but he just doesn't seem to be playing it. So for me, you got to look at Palestra going out on loan, finding a loan for him somewhere, because he's been absolutely fantastic when he has come on. Again, changing games, but I don't know. It just seems like Ten Hag does not quite trust him, or just doesn't like the way he plays enough to put him on more often for Manchester United. Which brings me on to who would I bring in? And look, the first one's not going to happen, but I would love to bring him in, and that's Victor Osman. Look, we can't afford that. We can't afford it. You're looking at £150 million. It's saying €100 million there. That's minimum. Minimum. We haven't got that money. That's our entire budget if we sell players. We can't afford it, unfortunately. So for me, it's a shame because he's the young next big thing, and yet again, he's going to be going to a Chelsea. He's going to be going to a Man City. He's going to be going to a Real Madrid, where we could have had him, or could have possibly tried to get him if we had sorted this ownership out sooner. Because I do believe with the Qataris, we have got the funds to do it. But yet again, we're miles behind, and yet again, the Glaziers are doing what they do best, which is slow everything up and make everything a nightmare for everybody else. Which, for me, this signing seems more like a Glazier signing. Harry Kane. Have you had a report today that Harry Maguire wants to go to Spurs, and Spurs want Harry Maguire? Look, get 30 million to a swap deal with Harry Kane. I think they still want 70 million for Harry Kane. Maybe you can push it down to 60. But I think after today's results, especially, losing again at home, I think he's going to put a transfer request in. I think he's going to definitely leave. Again, we scored 28 goals this season. 28 goals this season. And Spurs have been absolutely terrible. Think about it. What are they? 10th in the league? They're not even in any European competitions whatsoever. Harry Kane has to leave. Look at his CV there. What's he won? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. And it's a shame, really, because he could be breaking records. Do I want him at Manchester United? No. I don't want him at Manchester United. I'd rather a younger striker. For me, I would, if we're getting rid of Martial, I would 100% get Kane in, and I'll get one of the next two strikers in as well. Again, we're going to go to an old one, which we were linked to not so long back, which is obviously Sesko. And for me, it's a possibility. Ten Hag wants him, 20 million. look, I would more than happy take 20 million. I think you're probably looking at more of 30 and 35 million. Do I think he's a first team striker? Look, Ten Hag wanted him for a reason. Do I think? Look, I would get Harry Kane in, and then have Sesko as a number two on the bench personally. And I would even bring a third striker in if possibly could, because let's be honest now, we've got rid of so many strikers, we never replaced them. At the moment, we've got Wout Weghorst, who's going to be going back, and then all we've got then is Martial, who's never fit. We need to sell him. So at the moment, we got Martial, Harry Kane can replace Martial, Sesko can replace Wout Weghorst, or we can go ballsy and go Ferguson, a young progressive striker. I don't think we'll move this year. That's my issue for me. 18 years old, playing really, really well for Brighton. 10 million, look, you're looking at about 30 million, 25 to 30 million for them. Again, a good young striker to go underneath someone like Kane, someone like Sesko. If you could bring him in, they can learn so much. Again, he's Premier League. He's been in the Premier League. He's playing in a very good side in the Premier League, and he plays a similar style that we want to play in the Premier League. Of course, Brighton are miles ahead of us in the way they want to play, but definitely a striker that I would want at Manchester United eventually, whether it is now or next season. But personally, I want him as a young up and coming striker. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know of any of your thoughts, anybody you want to sign. And yeah, don't forget to smash a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And share it with a friend. Much love. Take care. Peace.